The day starts in Barberton Yard, just south of Akron, Ohio, with CSX 6026 as the local engine for the day. I do not have my ABC SW1500, so I'm using a road switcher from CSX in the meantime. As the crew gets started up here and pulls out of the engine terminal, we'll start switching. Today's pickups in Barberton Yard on the Wheeling and Lake Erie, we have a white GATX that is full of chlorine. That'll be going to PPG Industries. And the second track that CSX 6026 is going to pick up from is going to be the CSX interchange track where we have BRCX and ETCX, a tank car and a covered hopper. They're both going to PC Sales and Services. The tank car is going to be full of petroleum, while the covered hopper is going to be full of polyethylene terephthalate. The local is now leaving the yard as we pass by the iconic Barberton Water Tower. It is no longer in use, but is a very iconic scene for the city. And as we continue, we're going to go right past Robertson Avenue, which is just on the right of this shot, which is an overpass on the real CSX Newcastle sub, and also the local yard for Barberton that the ABC Railway switches. Now arriving at PPG Industries, which is the first industry on the line, the local has to decouple from his train and switch out the white GATX tank car with the empty PPGX black tank car that's on the industry siding. And the way they have to do this is, since the covered hopper is going to be stained, they need to be able to pull out the whole string, back the one on, and replace it, as the spots do matter in this industry, and the tank car has to be spotted closest to the tail end of the track. With the switching at PPG Industries finished, the train can now pull forward to perform a runaround move to be able to service PC Sales and Services. So the local pulls up, and just in the right corner of the screen, you have a switch that can you run around a runaround switch that can run around its train. So the local will do that to be able to switch the next industry. After running around its train, the local will drop off PPGX spotted right after the switch into PC sales and services so the switching can commence. Starting with the tank cars, BRCX 3028, which is full of petroleum, is going to be dropped off on the tank car track, which is the first track entering PC sales and services. UTLX and TILX, which are both empty, are going to be put in down the line with the PPGX tank car to be taken back to Barberton Yard. After the tank cars are switched, ETCX 58105, which is full of the polyethylene terephthalate, is going to be dropped off onto the second track, which is full of covered hoppers, and DBCX 971199, which is empty, is going to be taken back to Barberton Yard and added to the train of empties. With the switching at PC sales and services all but now complete, the local will now back the train up to be able to drop it off and run around onto the main line to go farther down the line to service the last two industries of Continental Carbon and Carter Jones Lumber. In the interest of time, I am not going to show the full switching of Continental Carbon and Carter Jones Lumber, but I will be picking up CCX and WITX carbon hoppers, and then on the left, the green BN hopper, and bringing them back to the train that I left by PC Sales and Services and PPG. After switching Continental Carbon and Carter Jones lumber, I had to do a little bit of maneuvering to make sure that my locomotive was on the head end of the train as I bring it back into Barberton. Here I am passing Ohio and Erie Canal and back under Robinson Avenue on the way back to Barberton Yard. Since Barberton Yard is a facing point switch, I had to run around my train yet again to be able to get the locomotive on the other side so I can do the last bit of classification onto the tracks in Barberton Yard. As you can see, track 2 here, which is I'm dropping off one of the carbon hoppers and the green BN boxcar, is for the Wheeling Lake Erie, while the first track, which is on the right and is going to take the second carbon hopper, is for the CSX interchange and all the cars that go back to CSX. So after all this is done, as you can see here shown in time lapse, the cars will be sorted out for which ones go to the Wheeling and Lake Erie Railroad, while the other ones will be picked up by CSX. I do not have staging to be able to do these moves, so at this point my operation session is complete, and I will from there take off the cars that I no longer need, which are the ones that are in those two classification tracks, and put on new cars to be able to do the next operation session. And with that, the local crew's job is done. They'll be parking the locomotive on the ending track and be signing off for the rest of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this operational video of how I operate my model railroad. If you guys would like to see anything else, please drop a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks!